So imagine my surprise. I was sitting in a little Hanuman temple with my guru, Maharaj-ji. And he looks at us and he says, Hanuman, Krishna, and Christ are the same. Terrific. Just what I wanted to hear. But he began to talk to us about Jesus, you know. And there was such sweetness and such depth of emotion when he would talk about him that we were really in awe. We were shocked. Now, Maharaj-ji was a very unusual saint, as you've heard. He didn't write books, he didn't give teachings, formal teachings, he didn't give lectures, he didn't initiate people, you know. He just shined like the sun. And all we like to do is sunbathe, you know. Just sit around in that sun and bathe in that love, you know. So this Canadian guy shows up one day. It was Raghu. He showed up. And he didn't know the way Maharaj-ji is. So when Maharaj-ji said to him, what do you want? Why did you come? He thought he should give like a spiritual answer, you know. So he said, could you teach me how to meditate? He never talked about that stuff. He talked about your families, what's going on in your family, who's this, who's that, and that. But he never talked about those kind of things like that. So he just said to Raghu, go in the back with the other crazy people, the Westerners. Go on, get out of here. And as he's walking away, he says, just meditate like Christ. Oh, go on. So he came to the back of the temple where we were hanging out at. We were kind of debriefing, you know. Where you're from? What did Maharaj-ji say to you? He said to meditate like Christ. Jesus. But then we thought about it, you know. And if he said that, then he must know. He must know how Jesus meditated. And so, okay, we thought when he comes back to be with us, we'll ask him. Because we're always trying to get him to give us some discipline, some practices to do, you know. But he didn't seem to do that much. When we asked him, how do you find God? He said, serve people. When we said, how do you raise Kundalini? He said, feed people. What do you do with that? How do you understand that? You know, it's like, wait, I gotta do something. Tell me what to do. We just couldn't understand where he was coming from and what he really meant. So now we thought, okay, we got him. He said this, he must know, we'll ask him, he'll tell us, we'll do it, we'll get it just like that. So later on, he came into the back of the temple to hang out with us. And Ram Dass said to him, Baba, you said we should meditate like Christ. How did he meditate? So it seemed like he was about to say something, but instead he just stopped. And his eyes closed. And he sat in front of us, completely still. So still that it felt like the whole world had stopped turning. And after a couple of minutes, 2 tears came down his cheek. And then he opened his eyes, he looked at us and he said, he lost himself in love. He lost himself in love. That's how he meditated. He lost himself in love. He's one with all beings. He never died. No one understands. He lost himself in love.